Hello, you lovely guys and gals, and I am back after 3 weeks. Sorry about the thing before. I accidentally pressed the thing where I stopped recording. But yeah, anyways. Now, like I was saying, Aizawa, All Might, and Nezu ask why and how Izuku is so tall. Izuku just says, genetics. Which is kind of true since he is a reincarnation. And he also, with him being so beefy, he also says, also I'm so beefy because I do not joke around with my nutritions, vitamins, and proteins, which he does not, guys and gals. He does not at all. Like he does let himself eat some kind of junk food like once every few months because he doesn't really like how greasy they are. But to him, he doesn't even really eat junk food because with his nutrition, he actually makes air fried chicken. Well, I know you guys are asking like, oh, how does he have an air fryer? Plot armor. That's what. Mostly because he found an air fryer that was abandoned on the side of the road with it being perfectly intact. So he got it, and he actually made a water energy maker, which is actually pretty genius. Because near his house on the side, like a couple feet away from the side of his house, there's a river going by. And so he made one of those things where the water goes into the buckets, pushes up, and then circles back around, creating some kind of energy that he uses to make the air fryer. Which, before he even got the air fryer, he was just eating food that was cooked on a campfire, which he liked a lot, actually. Yeah. He still does miss his parents, but now he remembers that his parents wouldn't want to see him like this, all sad and grieving. So, yeah. But anyways, we go back to present time where Aizawa, All Might, and Nezu just have a little, just like a little nervous sweat thing drop from the back of their head. You know, classic anime. But yeah. So, they never, like I said in the last one, they never asked how old he was or the background check. Izuku tells them everything, which they are extremely shocked and saddened for him. Yeah. Nezu says that he has a proposal. Izuku says, What proposal? Nezu also says, well, I would like you to join UA, young Izuku Midoriya. Izuku thinks about it for a second and he says, alright. Nezu says, wonderful. We will install a dorm system for you and for your future classmates. And yes, Izuku is getting recommended in this one because think about it. If he tried to destroy the zero pointer with his tremor powers, everything would just be destroyed. Like, he knows how to control it in percentages and everything, but his body is still a little too weak. Because he got his powers when he was actually right before his prime, he got his powers. Like, just 2 or 3 years before he was fully in his prime, he got his powers. Yeah. And so, Izuku understands this, and he does use his tremor powers, but he uses it in little percentages, like one for all. The quirk, not the supervillain dummies. But yeah, Also, I'm making these what ifs on my channel now because I'm just too bored, and whenever I don't think I have anything to watch, I just come here and watch my old YouTube videos. But yeah. So anyways, Izuku agrees to go with them, but he takes his air fryer and everything that belongs to him inside of the little house with him. And yes, Izuku did somehow make a bed. Like, he's strong enough to lift that and other things. I would say he has a very similar build frame, similar to Buff Might. Not Small Might, Buff Might. And yes, I do have names for All Might. Small Might when he's in his little form, and Buff Might when he's in his buff form. But yeah, I'm going off on tangents again. Anyways. Yeah. So, he goes with them and he starts living in the dorms. And actually, in this AU, you can go to UA or do the entrance exam at 15. Well, that's the required age to do it. And so, 2 years pass. Now Izuku is 15. And the thing is, Aizawa actually adopted him, which Izuku was just so grateful for. But yeah, Izuku, very grateful for what is happening now. How long is this going? 6 minutes. But yeah, very grateful. And in this AU, I'm going to say that Aizawa isn't boyfriends with Mike. I know some of you like Eraser Mike, but no, it's going to be Erase Jokehead. Get it? Miss Joke and Eraser Head. But yeah. And so, yeah. But yeah. In this one, Aizawa has already adopted Eri because they did the villain raid on the Yakuza base already. Yeah. Oh, God. And so, 2-year time skip. Izuku is 15 now, and he is going to do... Well, he can't do the entrance exam because he's being recommended because he's too damn OP. Which he understands. It's understandable. Yeah. And also, everybody starts calling... Every single staff worker in UA starts calling Izuku Pops because he starts to get a white mustache, which is courtesy of his past life. And in this one, Izuku, yeah, I haven't really explained Izuku's hair color. Izuku's hair color is yellow mixed with green, along with some white dashes. No, like his original hair color is there, but it also has a bunch of white with it, along with a few yellow dashes. And Hasashi before was a little curious on why he had yellow dash in his hair, but then they did a blood test, and yep, he was Hasashi's kid. So yeah. Now Izuku is... Oh wait, let me go do something real quick. Okay. So I am back, and so I figured out what height he would be. He would be 12'9" now. Before, in the last one, he was 12'8" or 12'6" or 12'7". Probably 12'6". Yeah, he was 12'6". And I know what you guys are about to say. Oh no, he's too big. Have you guys seen how ginormous Whitebeard is? Have you seen how flippin' ginormous he is? No, you haven't. I mean, I bet you guys have, but you know. But he was there. And like he has a tiny Whitebeard mustache. Which is like two little things, like a little French white mustache. But they look like tiny baby bullhorns. So yeah. And actually, yeah, he's still gonna be a recommendation. So, we skip on Halloween. Just before you say anything, Ida doesn't just stand there like a wuss, and he actually saves Uraraka, so, she doesn't die. Yeah. So, we skip to 2 weeks later, and Halloween. And it's the first day of UA. And so he walks in, everybody's like, yo, who is this guy? Why is he so freaking tall? Who is this man? They all think he's a grown up. Oh god. And in this one, the 1A door is gonna have a very specific reason for why it's so tall. Because Izuku is so tall. Like, Izuku is as tall as old Whitebeard when he died. So, yeah. So, he does have to hunch over a little to get through the door. He's not as built as old Whitebeard or prime Whitebeard, but he's somewhere in between. Like, somewhere underneath those two. Yeah. Also, in this one, he is an alcoholic, but he can't get drunk for some reason. He has a very, very, very fast metabolism, which doesn't really go well when you're so freaking tall. So he eats like 10 pounds worth of food every meal. And so, oh boy, the UA staff for cooking are going to be real mad at this one. But yeah. Sorry guys. Whew. Right. So yeah, he enters the classroom and everybody thinks, yo, who is this man? Shouldn't he be teaching a class? Because they all think he's like 25 years old. Oh god. But Aizawa comes out of Aizawa caterpillar mode, and he reveals that Izuku is a classmate. They all say, what? Isn't he like 25? Izuku says, I am actually 15 years old. And they're all like, what? Because they're so shocked. Oh god. Yeah, but they are very shocked. And Aizawa's just standing there crackling like a madman. Because he is about to torture 1A and his son. Not really his son mostly, but still, his son is going to be in the torture process as well. When I say torture process, I mean he is a torturer. But yeah. So, he says, alright, get on your PE suits and head outside to Fake City B for the quirk assessment. Uraraka goes, but teacher, don't we have to do orientation? Aizawa looks at her and says, if you want to do orientation, then get out of my class. We are future heroes. We do not have time for that. And Uraraka is just so confused, but yet bewildered. Yes, I know I just said the same word, but in two different ways. But yeah, it's kind of hard making something this long. But yeah. Whew. Also, please give me suggestions on new what ifs. Okay? But yeah. So they go to Fake City B. And he throws the ball to Midoriya first. Actually, no, he doesn't. He throws the ball to Bakugo first because Bakugo has the highest score since Izuku was recommended. Bakugo has the highest score. So, Bakugo, Aizawa says, also you can use your quirks to throw the ball. And Bakugo smirks like a madman. But yeah. So, he throws the ball and he gets 700 meters. Aizawa says, not bad. And Bakugo thinks that he's the best. And so he is going to be humbled real quick. And he starts threatening everyone. But then Izuku steps in and tells him to stop. And Bakugo is just scared shimataless. Because he is scared of how tall Izuku is and thinks that Izuku will probably have a powerful quirk because he's so tall and built. And oh my god. It's not a quirk, it's a devil fruit. But yeah, so before I get on to the things you're going to be asking in comments, Izuku can't do the swimming test against Ida because he ate a devil fruit. Let me explain. In this one, you can train to the point where you get rid of the cons of a devil fruit. Where you can basically train to the point where you get rid of the inability to swim in water. So you can swim again. So yeah, basically what I'm saying is, you eat devil fruit, can't swim, train super hard to the point where you can swim. Yeah, that's basically what Izuku did. So yeah. So everybody goes, and then lastly is Izuku. Now, Aizawa tries to cancel out Izuku's quote-unquote quirk, which is not actually a quirk, it's a devil fruit, like I've explained. And so, Izuku throws the ball up in the air, he pulls back his fist, and he punches it with 10% of his power. And you guys want to know how far it goes? It goes 700,000 meters. Is the last pre-recorded before the thing broke. And so Aizawa says, looks like the meter tracking broke. So Aizawa just says that Izuku got 800,000 meters, which is actually pretty crazy. So yeah. And Bakugo gets jealous, and he tells me, "Oi! How the hell you do that, you damn nerd?" And Izuku goes, "Because I am not so fixated on myself. Besides, I only use 10%. Bakugo is shocked and shooken at this. And he goes, "What?" Izuku says, "Yeah, I only use 10% of my power." And so, everything Izuku got number 1 in. But Eraserhead is confused because, in the swimming thing, you will want to know how Izuku got number 1 in swimming. Well, Izuku could actually do the point where he can use his devil fruit powers in water. So, he could use the tremor bubble on his foot, then kick back on the water, which has surface tension even inside of it, which would push Izuku fast, like a few meters. And so Izuku would get number 1 in swimming, along with the grip strength test, the speed test, and everything else. And the long jump, right before he would jump, he put a tremor bubble right under his foot. He kicked his foot down and he launched himself, which is how he did the long jump and got number 1 in every single thing. And so, yeah. Todoroki, I would say, like, he doesn't have his scar, but he is traumatized to the point where it would be better if he did have a scar to remind him. But yeah. In this one, Endeavor is a little better. And he doesn't outright abuse his children, but he isn't very nice to them either. It's like Bad Dad vs. very, very abusive Bad Dad. Yeah. So then after that, they all do their hero studies, English with Presentation Michael, and everything else. And then it's the next day. Izuku wakes up at his dorm. He walks to class, and he's the first one there because he actually lives inside of U8 in the dorms. Everybody else, they don't have their dorms made yet. Yeah, so it's the next day, and they are about to do their hero training. And so, Izuku, with his observation haki always up, along with Conqueror's haki covered in his body, could sense a powerful being coming towards him, like walking down the hall. Aizawa says, "Alright, kids, this time I'm not teaching you, someone else will." And murmurs start going out. "Wait, who's teaching us? Do you think it's All Might? I heard he'd be teaching you." Yeah. And so, then, All Might busts through the door going, "I am here! Walking through the door like a normal person!" And everybody just goes, "All Might! All Might!" All like, I'm sorry if I have voice cracks, but I'm 14. But yeah. Except for Izuku. He was, in his head, he was thinking, none of that or what you just said was normal. Yeah. And so, Izuku, All Might goes, "Well, you cannot be a hero without your hero costumes." And he presses a button, and suits come out of the wall. They all grab them. All Might says, "Now, grab your hero costumes, put them on, and meet me at Fake City C." And so they all do that. Now, Izuku's costume, it's exactly like Whitebeard's. And also, Izuku somehow has a lot of scars on his chest, stomach, but then on his back, there's nothing like his past life. And he also has the Whitebeard logo, which, reincarnation. But yeah. Kirishima looks at Izuku and says, "Whoa, Izu bro, your body's so ripped. Also so many manly scars." Izuku goes and says, "Thank you, Kirishima." And so Kirishima is like, he's so manly. Yeah. Also, Mineta, not here. He replaced him with Shinzo. No, Shinzo is not as disrespectful as we see him in the first time of the My Hero Academia story in the anime. But he still is a little disrespectful, but not as disrespectful. But yeah. Like, the most disrespectful thing that Shinzo has done is just not do what you ask him to do. Like, wash the dishes. But yeah. So, anyways, yeah. How long has this thing been going on? 25 minutes. I'm already passing the limit on my last one. But anyways, I'm going to try to cover it to the end of the Yoshi attack. And so, yeah. Izuku is wearing very baggy cargo pants along with a green t-shirt that is super baggy as well, that, like, thin fabric baggy that, like, flows around in the wind. Like, basically, whatever he had in his past life, he's also got. Also, he somehow found his Naginata blade. Yeah, he found his old Naginata blade. Now, it only had a tiny bit of rust, but that was because the haki had barely worn off, like a year before Izuku found it, or a few months before Izuku found it again. Which you're all like, how could haki last that long to protect it? And I'm gonna say this: plot armor. That's how. But anyways, yeah. So he's got his old Naginata blade back, and he looks so badass with it. But yeah. Anyways, they all walk out, and All Might is surprised at Izuku's costume and everybody else, and he also says, "Wow, now that you all got your hero costume, that's the most important element of a hero!" And they all, like, scream, "Yay!" Except for Izuku. Like, he is still a little happy, but not as happy. Izuku's favorite hero was actually Fat Gum. No, not Fat Gum. Red Riot. Because Red Riot would never try to let his back be touched. He would also never run away from a fight like his past life. Which actually kind of amazed Izuku. And so his favorite hero was Red Riot. Second favorite, I think that would have to be Sir Night-Eye for his tactical distractions. Also, Night-Eye, he's actually quirkless. Yes, Night-Eye is quirkless in my AU because he has observation haki acting like his original quirk. His original quirk got taken away by All For One in a battle. But yeah. So, they all draw random cards. Izuku is still paired up with Uraraka, and they're VSing Bakugo and Ida. Now, this is actually a very good matchup for this specific what if. Why? Okay, so I'm not gonna spoil anything for right now. So Uraraka and Izuku wait outside, and they start to think of a plan. Hey, Izuku, do you have a plan? Izuku says, "Yes, I do." And Uraraka says, "Okay, what's the plan?" Izuku says, "Okay, so you are going to use your float ability to float me up, and then I will use my quake powers to destroy the wall that the bomb is on. Because remind you, the bomb in the original canon, the bomb is in the original, the bomb is on a floor that has windows directly to the front outside. And so Izuku can see them. And so they said, "All right." And then All Might says on the intercoms, The villains have placed the bomb. Go in and find it. If you touch it, you will win. But if you get captured with the villain tape or hero tape, then you will be disqualified. Not disqualified from UA, but like disqualified from the match. Izuku understands this, and he knows that Ida is the real problem, not Bakugo. Ida is the real problem, because Ida can run really, really fast. He can also use Retro Burst, which if he does, then he can quickly tie the capture tape around him and Uraraka, which would be very problematic, because Izuku is not that fast. The only reason why he was able to win in the speed test and the quirk assignment test was because he used his Quake Bubbles. Now, he's in a very enclosed area that has multiple levels, so he's not going to be able to use the Quake Bubbles on his feet again. So, he would. Okay, so Uraraka uses Float on Izuku, and Izuku quick looks through the windows, and then on floor 5, they find the bomb. Izuku uses his powers and punches the wall, which, like, internally, well, not just internally, but just breaks it, like, bleh. And Ida is caught off guard. And so Ida gets flown back, and he actually gets knocked out. And All Might says, Ida has been disqualified. Because Ida just got knocked out. Because his head, the back of his head actually hit the wall really bad, and it caused whiplash with his brain. Yeah. And so Izuku Izuku goes inside of the building through the hole he made in the wall. He tells Uraraka to stop using Float, and she does, which Izuku is already inside of the building, safe. And so he touches the bomb, and All Might says, Heroes win! But if Izuku didn't think of that plan, he would have gone with something else. He would have gone like in canon. But Izuku would have used the tremor powers to cancel out Bakugo's explosions. With vibrations can cause things to be blown out. I mean, if you would use a bomb, like if you threw a grenade in a campfire, it would disperse the flames. The same would happen because Izuku's punches are like grenades. Not exactly. But they cause vibrations so violently that they crack space and time that makes it act like a grenade. And so, yeah, that would have done that. No. Nobody has eaten devil fruits except for Izuku and All For One. All For One ate all the devil fruits that he found, which was every single one that was in the original One Piece. Except for Izuku's tremor, because too hidden, like John Cena going. Phew. But anyways, yeah. How long has this been going? 33 minutes. That's actually a pretty good record. But anyways, yeah. So it's the next day, and they're going on a field trip. This time, All Might, because he didn't give Izuku his powers, because Izuku is just that OP, he would still not be able to go on the field trip with the kids because he used up all his time on a villain attack earlier, which lasted about 3 hours. Which I believe is canon All Might's time for him to use his quirk in his buff form because of the injury in his stomach. Also because, yeah. Mostly just that. And so they go inside 13 So they ask where All Might is because they didn't know if All Might was going there by himself before or after them. 13 holds up 3 fingers and Aizawa goes, "Oh, okay." Because he knows about All Might's condition. So yeah. But then Izuku senses that something is about to happen in the middle of the USJ. In which she is right, because a few seconds later the lights go out, and then when they come back on, there's a purple portal in the middle of the USJ, and villains start pouring out, and they go, "Yeah," and Shigaraki comes out going, "Yeah, where's All Might? They said that he would be here," and he's all scratching like that, and so Aizawa jumps down along with Izuku because Aizawa actually wanted Izuku to fight in this one because he very powerful, also very durable. But yeah, in this what if plot armor is so strong that he is actually immortal. Yeah, Izuku immortal. So this is a immortal Izuku what if. So yeah. Hold on, wait. I'm gonna take a break real quick, guys.